Welcome to episode 16 of the Comedy Kitchen. I'm your host, Dennis Wirth, local comedian out of New England, bringing on all my friends from comedy to cook up some stuff, eat up some stuff, do some stand-up comedy, and make you at home laugh. We're sticking with our sports theme for the month. These are dishes you can make while you're watching your favorite sports team. They're quick dishes, and you can eat them while you're watching the game. One of the guys I brought on, I met in comedy. It is my privilege to help me welcome Mr. Dave Decker. Dave, welcome to the show.
Dennis, an honor and privilege.
I thank you for being on. You ready to cook some stuff up?
Let's do it. Bruins are playing tonight. We need some.
All right. Is that
food.
your favorite sports team? Who is your favorite? Bruins? Big Bruins guy. All right. Well, this is a dish you can make while you watch the Bruins game, and it's quick, okay?
Awesome.
So you got a friend coming over, you whip it together quick. And this is the Comedy Kitchen. We do the cooking thing, we do the comedy thing. Before we get started, tell the folks, how'd you get started out in comedy?
Yeah, it's something, when I was 18 years old, I said I was going to do this. I was going to make this happen. I waited 30 years. I wish I didn't, but I did. And I got into it a few years ago, and it's like drugs. You just can't get off. It's awesome.
Yeah, you mentioned that. I know. When I was young, I almost wanted to try it. I never knew how to get started. It's not like you put a job application. I had no idea how to get started. Then I saw Jerry Caruso did a class up at the college, and I took the class, and I've been going ever since. But like you, I got a late start. And I almost thought I was too old to do it, and I said, well, and I would have missed out on so much had I thought that if I wasn't.
I agree. I don't think you're too old to do anything.
Never too old to live your dream.
Yeah,
that's right. All right, we're going to start out with some vegetable oil, and we're going to get a frying pan, maybe about half full. You want to pour that right in there?
Half full. I think I can do that.
We are making our world famous chips and salsa today. You ready for some chips and salsa?
I love it. Love it. One of my favorite food groups.
All right.
Tell me when to stop glugging in here.
You just keep glugging. Keep glugging. We're glugging away. Glug, 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 glug. That's the whole thing. All right. All right. Look like we used it all. All right. You want to get that to a boil. And as we do that, we have our corn tortillas right here. Okay. So you want to open those up.
Got it. You're giving me all the hard things to do here.
That's right. You're going to know how to make your home. Anything homemade is so much better than what you can buy at the store. Okay?
I agree. You want them all out?
All of them right on the cutting board right there.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
All right. What you want to do is you're going to cut those. Well, you're going to grab our big knife here. Cut those right in half.
You don't know me with knives, do you?
Watch Dave with the knives.
Yeah, I'm going to lose a finger here.
Now cut them in half again the other way.
All right.
What we're doing with the corn tortillas is we are making up our chips here. We're cutting them so they look like little chips, right?
Yes. All
right, so we're ready with that. And as we get going, all the years you've been doing comedy, tell the folks, what's one of your favorite memories in comedy?
I met a guy when I first started doing, years ago I went to my first comedy show. His name was Chance Langdon. He was a legend. He's still a legend in Boston comedy. And one of the first times I did comedy, I opened for him. And like when I came off the stage, he was there to greet me instead of me being there to greet him, and it was an amazing experience. It was like, wow, I'm with Chance Langdon. It was awesome.
It'd be a thrill to be one of the big names of comedy, and Chance is one of the good guys. I did a show with him way up in Maine one time, and it was a 4-hour trip each way. We went up and we did the show. It was about 300 people up there. Coming back, we hit black ice. We had to do 20 miles an hour all the way from Maine to Massachusetts to get home. I thought I'd get home like midnight one. It was like 5 a.m. we came rolling in. But the stories you tell on road trips like that, and Chance has done it all in comedy. To listen to a legend like that, I could have listened to him. Well, I did listen to him all night, but it was a good trip and it was a good show.
I did a road trip like that with Jimmy J.J. Walker.
Really? A long one?
And him telling stories about Robin Williams and everybody. You know, David Letterman. I could have driven to California.
Good when you had a big name. The guys have been doing it a long time. They got the good stories for you. All right, in our tall pan here, we are going to start making our salsa. You ready for that?
I am.
First thing we need is 4 fresh tomatoes. So we got our tomatoes in there. Well, 4 cups we need.
Look at that, we do.
All right, so maybe set your tortillas off to the side here a little bit, maybe in here.
Okay.
That'll open up your cutting board.
Got it. That out of there. 4 fresh tomatoes.
All right, you grab one, grab me one, and we'll start cutting those up.
3. I got 3 fresh tomatoes.
Well, we need 4 cups, so we may not use all the tomatoes, but better safe than sorry, you know what I'm saying? So, as we're doing this, tell the folks, where are some of the rooms they can catch you perform? Where's Dave Decker Sheen at?
Let's see. I do a lot up in Manchester, New Hampshire at Headliners Comedy Club. I'm there a lot. I am in the China Blossom, the Lots of Laughs Comedy Lounge in North Andover, and just everywhere.
Pretty much anywhere you can get a gig.
Anywhere you can get a gig. So.
Right, well, those are some of the rooms you can catch Dave at if you're looking to catch his show. Who does the cooking at your house, Dave?
My wife and I both do takeout equally well.
Okay.
And,
not big cooking in people, no?
Not a lot. No, we do something. My wife does some amazing dishes. She's got some good stuff. She does this brioche French toast thing, which is just like to die for.
Really?
And we watch a lot of Food Network stuff and all that.
Sure.
We can, get a lot of recipes out of that. So
The Comedy Kitchen will make the Food Network one of these days, I guarantee.
there we go. I believe it. How small you want these?
Because just the size like a sugar cube, you want to get them.
All right. I'm going a little slower here.
All right.
Haven't cut myself yet, so that's
Hey, we have no injuries to date on the Comedy Kitchen, and we don't want to start today, so we definitely want to be careful. Put that on a simmer so we can start the simmer. So let's see. Throw, you got a cup. We got 1 cup. Fill that in. We're going to have 2 cups. And we need 4 cups, so I guess we just got to keep on cutting here.
That's 2 cups right there.
So we're up to 2 cups. What are some of your what are some of your favorite dishes to eat while you're watching your sports teams? Watching the Bruins.
When I'm watching the Bruins, I usually like cheese and crackers. Like there's this pub cheese we get. I don't know if we can mention stores. Can we mention stores?
Sure. Why
Okay,
not?
Trader Joe's has this pub cheese that is just to die for.
Okay.
And you get that with crackers, and that's a good party. Chips and salsa are really good. Obviously, it's a big one.
A lot of people pick pizza. Everybody's a pizza person.
Yeah, pizza.
It's like one of the first pizza. Man.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot I won't eat watching sports.
Yeah, you try for the quick dishes because you don't want to take away from the game. Sometimes if you make the big dishes, you get caught up spending your time cooking and not watching the game.
If I'm at a game, it's got to be hot dogs.
Hot dogs? That's a big one?
That's my go-to.
One more cup, and I think we're good.
All right, I think we can do that with this tomato right here. So, and believe it or not, ice cream.
Ice cream, that's a popular
Whenever the
one.
Bruins win a series, I have to eat an
Celebrate with the ice cream.
I celebrate with an entire pint of Ben & Jerry's
Paper
special.
towel if you need one because your tomatoes were a little bit juicy.
Yep.
All right, after we do that, we need 1 cup of fresh onion. You got your onion over there.
All right.
And you get your cup still right here. We'll throw that right in.
All right, am I hacking this up?
You're going to hack that up. And as you're doing that, pass me the garlic there, and you want 2 cloves of garlic.
There we go.
And I'm going to hack those up while you're hacking the onion up.
There, boom.
Uno.
Dos.
Dos. All right. So all the years you've been doing comedy, I know you hit the drunks, you hit the hecklers. What's one of the craziest stories you can tell us that's ever happened to you?
Oh, boy. I haven't had a lot of hecklers, and I've been lucky that way. I get a lot of interactive audience members where people just scream out stuff.
Want to be part of the show?
Yeah, they just think they're having a personal conversation with you, and they'll be like, I love the Red Sox. And sometimes it's 3 jokes later, and, there's no relevance to anything. But trying to think of anything, crazy. I can't. Nothing.
I mean, ever jumped up on stage and attacked you or anything like that?
No, nothing like that.
Nothing that exciting.
Yeah,
Huh?
I had my own brother kind of heckle me once, but.
What'd your brother heckle you? What'd he say?
I don't know. He tried to get involved in a joke, but he was getting 3 jokes too late.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Once it sinks in their head, you get drinking, it takes you a little while to sink into your head the joke.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that joke. I'll respond, and you're further in your routine. And
yeah.
It's nice people appreciate what you're doing, but you don't practice your routine at home to deal with hecklers. So it's best if you're at home, you probably want to stay out of it a little bit. Would be the best thing for you to do.
I did a show in Connecticut. When we showed up, there was a vulture sitting on the trash bin, and I thought this can't be a good sign.
That's not a good sign.
And it wasn't. It was.
At least he wasn't circling you. That would have been worse.
Yeah, there was some 900-year-old man that got offended by anything and everything, and just started screaming and lost his mind. And that was kind of crazy.
Really?
Yeah. It was,
well, that's wild. Yeah, you don't know what to say to people like that.
It's like.
How far do you want to get involved with a conversation with somebody like that?
You really don't, because, I mean, it's like, I guess people who are easily offended shouldn't be at comedy shows.
Yeah, I've always said that. Yeah, if you can't take a joke, then you probably shouldn't go. That's a very good point. And sometimes they heckle you and you want to tell them off, then you're worried if they're going to get upset and attack you after the show or something. You're not sure, so you can only take it so far.
How finely chopped do you want these? I don't think I'm doing a good job.
What's that? Oh, just
hack them up.
A fine little chip. They don't have to be like blender quality, but I mean, somewhat. All right. That's cool. We're going to stir that up a little bit. All right, so as you were growing up, Dave, and you were watching comedians, who were some of the comics that inspired you to want to do comedy?
Well, I'll show you how old I am. I used to go to the library in Chelmsford, and we used to be able to like take albums out. Albums are big round things that they, anyway, no one remembers them. But
the 45s.
yeah, and it was Bill Cosby.
33s.
Bill Cosby, Bob Newhart.
Sure.
Trying to think. And then, you know, as you got older and you got a little more hip, it became George Carlin and, you know, and those guys, which were just the best.
He's been a popular pick, George Carlin. A lot of people.
Yeah.
He inspired a lot of people.
Yeah. But the first ones, I'd say Bill Cosby. And even though it's not
TV
stand-up,
dad.
yeah, even though it's not stand-up comedy, you know, I was a big Marxist. All the Marx Brothers movies and
Marx
all that.
Brothers, sure, yeah.
Abbott and Costello, all that stuff.
Oh, they were classic. I loved them as a kid.
Yeah,
Everybody did. What's one of your favorite comedy movies of all time?
Boy, Young Frankenstein is up there. Airplane.
It's Igor.
Yeah, Igor. Marx Brothers, probably Duck Soup.
Sure.
Would be one of the big ones. Buck Privates with Abbott and Costello. Boy, I got a
Classic television right there we're talking about, sure.
A Fish Named Wanda's still a classic to this day.
So you're a big movie
than,
guy.
Oh, yeah, big movie guy.
Big movie
Yeah.
guy.
There's nothing worse than a bad comedy movie. You know, you sit through some films just praying for them to get better, and they don't. So.
That's when you're really lucky when you hit a good one.
Yep.
I don't know if you've seen it, and it wasn't a big hit, but I was cracked up, was Private Parts with Howard Stern.
Oh, yeah,
There was some
yeah.
funniest stuff on that thing.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it.
What do you want, 1 cup here?
1 cup. You got a cup? That looks good.
All right.
Pour that right on in.
We'll stop at that because we're at a cup already. Boom.
All right.
Done.
Stir that up. All right, Dave. We got a part of the show. It's called Funny Food Questions. You ready for a funny food question?
I'm ready for them.
All right, Dave. If you went grocery shopping
Yes.
and you came home with some Jamaican cock, what do you think you'd have?
I would think I have some kind of weird beef jerky. It's made of an unknown animal.
It's actually a soup. If you look up there, we got Jamaican sun cock soup. That's what you'd have. And how much soup do you figure they're selling, calling it that, Dave?
Here in the States, not that much.
Not that much. Okay, it's a catchy name, but how much are you really going to sell is the question.
Yes.
I don't know. All right, next thing we need two bell peppers, the yellow ones over there.
All right.
And if you want to pass me the hot peppers, we need 2 hot peppers also. So you can chop those up, and I'll chop
Hey, there's
up.
that other tomato.
Right here they are.
Oh, there they
right
are.
in front.
All right.
They're so small, they're easy to elude. All right.
All right. What do we need? These chopped up?
Yeah, chop those right up.
Let's get the labels
2
off.
hot peppers, 2 bell peppers. And it's already starting to smell a little bit good.
It is. It is. Getting me worked up for the Bruins game already.
The Bruins, you getting ready? They're doing good. They're doing very good.
They're just painful to watch all the time.
Yeah, they're the heated rival with the Canadiens.
They don't do anything easy. No Boston sports team.
No, but yeah, it's wait till next year. But we've been lucky. Geez, our grandparents waited so long. We've been so blessed with so many championships. How can you complain? It's been a very good time for us.
You want a fine chop on this? Is it,
I like little sugar cubes again. You can throw those in there.
cubes, got it. All right. But, yeah, no, we are spoiled. You know, you go to Cleveland, whatever, they haven't seen a championship in 100 years.
Yeah, boy, what they wouldn't give to be us, right?
Yeah, and we get all upset, like, you know.
I know.
We're like, oh my God, we haven't won a
If we lose
championship.
in the finals, we're like, oh.
Right. Or if we don't win every year.
Every year, yeah.
You hear people like, you know, they talk about, you know, Bill Belichick, you know, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with
Take
him?
it for granted. They take it for granted.
What's wrong with him?
All right. So on the local comedy scene, who are some of your favorite comics on the local comedy scene to work with?
Well, you know, Dennis Wirth, of course, is...
Got a pose for it. Who else do you enjoy working with?
Let's see. I mean, I love the guys. You know, like Tony V is just awesome. Joey Carroll, Jim McHugh, Mike Katrobis. I like working with Rob Steen and those guys.
Sure.
Sweeney.
Legend.
Yeah, Lenny Clark.
Legend.
I mean, it seems like name dropping, but those are the guys that are just still consistently great. I mean, it just
Sure.
It's
They're all the ones that we grew up watching as children. We watch
Yep.
them, you know, and never dream later on in life we'd be playing some of the
Right,
same
exactly,
clubs as
exactly.
they're playing. And
it's so surreal when you're like, oh my God, I'm on
puts you in
stage
your
with
place a little bit. Yeah.
I'm on stage with Lenny Clark. How is that possible? You know?
Yeah.
Is this a joke?
All right, I'm going to grab the other one. I'm going to start cutting that
thanks.
up a little bit. We'll get going on that.
I'm trying to do this fast, but yet not cut myself.
Well,
so.
you know, it's a half-hour recipe, but anything good, hey, you got to work for it.
That's right. That's right. How about you? Who are some of your favorites?
Favorite local comics?
Yeah.
Oh, I got Jerry Caruso. I think he does more, you know, to help out anybody, the young comics.
He's a great human being.
He's a great guy. Bill Slemmer, Rich McCabe, they're a couple of my guys. We started out together. We came up together, so it's always good to
Yeah, it's funny. You're always like kind of fond of those people. Like Scotty Lombardo was when he started comedy around the time I did.
Yeah, the people you come up with.
Right,
those
Chris
are the ones
Earl
you
gave me
wanna-
like the first open mic experience. You know,
Sure.
those kind of people you remember forever, and they're just great people, and they're very funny human beings.
Absolutely.
Throw this in here, or not?
Yeah, throw it right on.
All right.
So what's one of the favorite gigs you've ever done that you remember all the years you've been there? What's your favorite?
Let's see. It's funny because, like, you know, one of the bigger ones was like Capitol Center for the Performing Arts in Concord, New Hampshire. You know, there were like 600 people there, so that was really cool.
You hit the big crowd, yeah.
And but yet, like, there was one night I drove down to Lakeville, Mass, to a Lions Club. You know, and you're thinking, why am I driving to Lakeville? You know, Lions Club. But it was like I felt like Elvis. I mean, that place was that place was packed beyond fire code, and everything worked. Everything. It was just a great night.
One of those magical nights.
Magical nights in this little place that I couldn't find today.
Sure, you're going to hit those magic nights in comedy every now and then. All right, we are going to need 1 tablespoon of parsley.
Parsley. Where's the parsley hiding? Basil.
I think in the little package there we got it hiding somewhere.
Package.
Oh, maybe I got it. You know, that's why
look
you
at
can't
that.
find it because it's on my side. We'll give you the honors.
How much do we need? One of
1
these?
tablespoon.
All right.
And we're getting there. It's downhill from here.
You wouldn't believe I won the Betty Crocker Award.
The Betty Crocker, how did you win the Betty Crocker Award? What would you do?
Well, it's a funny story.
Let's hear it. This is the Comedy Kitchen. We love funny stories.
All right. I was in home ec class. No, it wasn't really home ec. My senior year in high school, I took a bachelor survival class because it was an easy way to get some credits and get out of high school. So it was like 6 weeks, 12 guys. Throw it in there?
Yep.
6 weeks, 12 guys, and just, you know, learning how to cook and everything. And we came under the home ec umbrella, so we had to take the Betty Crocker Scholarship Award test. They had a test. And it was the easiest test in the world. Name 3 eating utensils. You know, salt and blank. I mean, it was insulting to your intelligence. That's how. So if you won on the state level, you would have won $5 grand. So it was worth getting involved in. You know, there was no chump change at the time. I won at the high school level.
Okay.
Which means I beat out every girl in Chelmsford High School for this award.
Really?
So
they thought they could cook. The women,
they
right?
thought they could cook.
You showed them, didn't you?
So had a little problem though, because the customary award at the high school level was a charm for your charm bracelet.
Okay.
Now I had lost my charm bracelet in the fight with Cindy Gleason, and so they had to make the first ever Betty Crocker tie tack, which I still have to this day.
All right.
And
so if Cindy's out there watching, you want it back, right?
I want it back. I definitely want it back. And so what I wanted, though, was to not have anyone know about this. You know, I'm 98-pound weakling, senior year in high school, 600 kids in my class. I begged my home ec teacher, don't tell anybody I won this award, please don't. She promised she wouldn't. The principal found out about it. He put it in the local paper.
Everybody knew.
Everybody knew. I spent the next 6 months of high school people going, Betty!
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 You got your nickname,
Betty,
right?
hey, nice buns. Hey, Betty, what's cooking? Jeez.
And that's how nicknames are born.
That's how nicknames are born, and that's how I won the coveted Betty Crocker Award.
All right, next thing we need is a ½ teaspoon of chili powder.
All right.
Toss that right in.
There's the ½ teaspoon one here. That's 1, so I'll just do half of that. Was that half?
No, that's a tablespoon. These are teaspoons, so half of that would be what we're looking for.
There we go. That's about right.
All right.
Throw that in there?
You got it.
All right.
After that, we need a ½ teaspoon of salt.
We can do that.
Starting to smell good.
Oh, it does.
Once you get the spices in there, that's when it starts taking off.
Half of this, right? That's about right, I think.
About half.
Salt's one
right
of those.
on in there.
Salt to taste.
And we need half a half a tablespoon of the basil. So that's the big spoon, half of that. You want to
basil.
basil. That was
right
the first one you grabbed, thinking it was the parsley.
All right.
Which was on my side.
This one is not open yet. All right. Gonna make that difficult, don't we? Cut that bad boy right open here.
Throw that in. I'll be right back.
There we go. There we go. All right.
Now we're going. All right. Wow, the tree just attacked me, but we're good.
All right. Half of one of the, what do we need?
We got the half of the tablespoon.
Half a tablespoon. That's going to take forever that way. We're going to go old school.
Pop that right off of there. A lot of people do that. They get the job of opening it. We had some hot sauce at Kennedy Richards, like a dot at a time. I'm like, take the plastic cap off.
2-hour show later.
Some people cook and some people don't. They don't know.
What do you think? That's
about a half.
That's
Throw
about
it right on in. We get estimated approximations.
That's cooking. You know, you just
Right.
do everything to taste.
All right. After that, we are going to need 1.5 tablespoons of sugar.
All right. 1.
1.5.
And a half.
And I'll just keep stirring.
Sugar is one of the great food groups.
We like a little extra sugar, us big guys.
There we go.
All right, 1.
It's a little more.
We make a mess. Don't even worry about it. Because Mom will clean up afterwards. That's why you got to love Mom, right?
You're going to let her clean up the day before Mother's Day.
Absolutely. Give it up for Mom, Mother's Day.
Woohoo!
Right.
Moms.
Go Moms for Mother's Day. All right, what else do we need? We need a half a teaspoon of black pepper.
All right.
That's your small spoon.
That's the small spoon right there. Half of one of those, black pepper. I want to inhale this right now. There we go. Boom.
There we go.
Done.
Whamma-jamma. Whamma-jamma. That's the famous line right there from the Comedy Kitchen.
Got it.
All right, after that, here's your cups, because you seem to be pouring everything. We are going to need 1.5 cup of a white vinegar.
All right.
Which I got on my side. You don't have to go looking for it.
1.5 cup of white vinegar. All right, we'll do 3 of these then.
We're cruising right along right here.
Now, is this your own recipe? Your mom's?
Yeah, Mom and me and some cousins and relatives, and I go everywhere looking for the recipes. You got something good to
Throw it
cook?
in?
Throw it in.
1.5, you said?
1.5, yes, sir. And we're getting there.
All right.
All right, this is where the fun begins. You want to grab your...
Hang on.
All right, we're cool. We're still going. I don't want to confuse you, Dave.
All right, yeah.
All right, man.
I can't multitask very well.
All right, now we need to thicken it up because salsa is thick. What you're going to do, grab a can opener and your tomato paste over there.
Got it.
And you may need to use one of your spoons there to get it out once it's open because it's really thick and that'll thicken it up. You throw both cans right in there.
There we
So,
go.
as we're cruising along here, years from now when you get done your stand-up comedy and you look back on your career, what do you want to be remembered for? What do you hope to accomplish? What are your goals?
Being funny. Just, you know, I hope people go, yeah, you know what? He was funny. You know, he wasn't wasting anybody's time on stage.
Be remembered as funny.
You know, I mean, you've seen, you know, we can't mention names, but you've seen some comics. You're going, come on, you're wasting
You
everybody's
got a ways to go, right?
You know, you're just dialing it in. You know, you don't care, whatever.
Yeah,
but I want people to say that he left it all out there. You know, and that's an evolutionary thing.
Any big rooms you hope to play someday?
Oh, I'd love to tour. You know, I'd love to be cruise ships and.
Sure, you go on the road.
I just did comics in Foxwoods, and that was a trip.
That's a fun room.
Yeah, that felt like a.
It felt like the big time.
Felt like the big time.
Right?
It really did. It really did. And so more of that would be nice. You know, just to see your name in lights in Vegas wouldn't be a bad thing either.
Yeah,
you know?
sure. I always dreamed of going out to California playing the Comedy Store. It's world famous.
There you go, Comedy Store. Yep.
Sam Kinison, that was where he started. So if I could ever go out there and play that.
And New York, headline Caroline's, and you know,
treat. We got one more over there. We're getting there.
Yep, sorry, chatting away
Caroline's, yeah, sure.
And I lost my candle. There it is.
Even then in Atlanta, they say like on every corner of Atlanta City, there's a comedy club. Is really popular. They like their comedy down there. So Florida's got a good comedy scene, but
yeah, that'd be fun to see if your comedy translates to other regions as well. You know,
it's got to be different for sure. Yeah.
What the heck?
Any spoon you want. There you go. As long as we get it in there, that's what counts right there.
I got the stuff all over my fingers here.
Whamma-jamma.
That's thickening up really nice.
It's really getting going there.
But you know, comedy's about your personal view of the world. So it's just such a thrill when people are on for the ride. That
everyone has their own take.
They take your dementia and they are actually touching it touches them or whatever. It connects with them. And
see how this is getting all thickened up here, Dave?
It's looking really darn good, my friend.
Smelling pretty darn
All
good
right,
too.
need
My
any more
taste
in there,
buds
or
are
we good?
saying, I think we're good.
All right, boom.
We don't, you
Put that in
don't have to
there.
lick the bowl like when you were a kid, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
All righty. All right, here's what we're going to do next. We're going to uncover our vegetable oil. And you want to, some of those tortillas you cut up, you want to peel one off and just drop a couple in there.
All right.
And the trick to this is you got to heat this oil up to 350 degrees. When you throw these in, it's automatically going to cool it down. So you want to turn it up a little bit.
Got it.
Toss them right in.
How many?
1, 2, do 4. 4 for now. You do more at a home recipe, you'd want to do more than that. But here in the Comedy Kitchen, it's only me and Dave. We're going to do a quick thing, then we'll cook the rest up later.
And we'll eat them all.
I chow down when we're off air. So you want to flip these because they burn real quick because they're thin. But the thinner the better, because if you get them thin, they're going to be really, really crunchy. So you want to take some paper towels, put them on the cookie sheet right there if you would. Right in the front.
Put that up a little bit for television.
See that? There we go. See how they're starting to brown up a little bit on the edge?
Nice.
They brown up a little bit on the edge, you take them right out.
That's it, huh?
That's it, that quick. You set them right on your paper towel so that they can drain the oil off of there.
I have never done my own chips.
See that? Learning new things on the Comedy Kitchen, Dave.
This is awesome.
All right, you got some salt over there. What you want to do is just toss a little bit of that in the palm of your hand.
All right.
Set it back down. Take this hand, just pinch it, and just sprinkle a little bit on each chip there. A little bit of salt.
That's easy. I'm a big fan of salt as well.
You big salt guy?
Heck with the high blood pressure. I got meds for that.
You know, I had Alana Suss go on, and she knew some home remedies, and she said that everybody thinks it's bad for you when actually salt will help regulate your stuff, she says. I don't know that it will, but that's what she tells me. All right, as usual, we make a mess in the Comedy Kitchen, but that's half the fun of getting there. All right, so what we'd want to do in real time, we'd want to let that cool off until it was all cool. But this is the Comedy Kitchen. We're on TV. We have television restrictions. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a bowl, Dave.
All right.
Give me a bowl. Put your bowl right over here. I'll pour a little bit in there for you. Going to pour a little bit in for me. Remembering it's a little bit hot, grab one of your chips here. Remember it's hot. Take a little taste.
No.
Homemade.
That's really good.
That's what it's all about.
That's really good. It's going to be a great Bruins game with this stuff on board.
That's right. The Bruins are in for it now with the chips and salsa. All right, this is the Comedy Kitchen. We have done the cooking thing. Would you be nice enough to give the folks at home something to stand up?
Sure.
He'd be happy to. We'll be right back.
Awesome.
Welcome back to the Comedy Kitchen. Now you know how to make your homemade chips and salsa. You can watch those during the game, and it'll be some good eating for you, and it's a quick recipe you can make right up. If somebody's coming over, you can make quick. Remember, check out my website, www.denniswirth.webs.com. Joke in the Box Comedy Clubs, and one of the guys who's played my room, and it has been my privilege. Please welcome the comedy of Dave Decker. Go get him, Dave.
Thank you, Dennis. All right, it is May. I am having a great month. I decided this month I was going to become the hottest guy in my gym, and I did it. I joined Curves for Women. Mission accomplished, no heavy lifting. It's not that hard. It really isn't. I was born not too far from here, a little town called Lowell, Massachusetts. Anyone ever hear of it? I think they have, yeah. You know what's great about Lowell? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They say that nothing good has ever come out of Lowell, but that's not true. I've been back recently, and apparently everything good has come out of Lowell. It is in no hurry to return anytime soon, unfortunately. They do have one claim to fame, though. Lowell is the first time a city was named a national park. They're America's first urban national park, which is quite an honor. But it presented a problem for the Park Service, because at the time, they were used to managing all the other national parks, like Yellowstone, etc. And in those parks, the inhabitants were wild animals. So when they made Lowell a national park, they decided, okay, we need to publish a safety brochure. We'll use the same one we used for Yellowstone, except everywhere it says wild animals, we'll take that phrase out, we'll put in the term residents of Lowell, and we'll call it a day. So if you go to Lowell National Park, here's what the Park Service wants you to know. And I have the brochure right here. Stay alert and drive defensively. Roads within national parks can be congested with residents of Lowell and cars. Excited tourists seeing their very first resident of Lowell may stop the car abruptly in the roadway, causing traffic accidents. Exercise caution while driving through national parks at night, as residents of Lowell tend to frequent roadways. A large resident of Lowell colliding with the car can cause serious damage to the driver and vehicle. When hiking in Lowell, make a noise. A startled resident can mean a very aggressive resident. Carry bells or sing songs to alert residents of Lowell of your presence. Oh, and keep the appropriate distance from residents of Lowell. The National Park Service prohibits approaching, chasing, feeding, and molesting residents of Lowell. And my favorite, do not drink water from rivers and streams. Well, we did not need the Park Service to tell us that. Guess what? Whatever they're flushing in Manchester, New Hampshire tonight, they're drinking in Lowell tomorrow. That's how that works. So come to Lowell, be safe, and don't drink the water. Anybody married? Just me? Okay, that's possible. I'm married. This wife's pretty cool. She's always asking me weird questions, though. I don't know where she comes up with this. This morning she says, honey, why exactly do men watch porn? All right, you know, I'm a comedian. I have to be a smart aleck. I said, I'll tell you, men watch porn for the very same reason we watch the Food Network. Yet one more thing in our house we're never going to see happen. Without missing a beat, she says, oh, well, that must explain my fascination with the Do-It-Yourself channel. She's wicked sharp, that one. And she's from Maine, too. And she has all her teeth. Don't worry. Food Network. There's only one reason, and one reason only, why men watch the Food Network. And her name is Giada De Laurentiis. If you haven't seen this woman, oh my God. Perfect skin, teeth, hair, face, body, just yummy. And like my friend says, oh my God, and she actually cooks too? Wow. And I've noticed something about Giada, though. I've noticed every season a little lower in the neckline, a little more scoop, a little more cleavage, you know. And trust me, I have DVD'd all 6 seasons. I've got this down. I'm an addict now. But this year, she knows she's a hottie. She's embraced it, and she's just messing with us, you know. Today, gentlemen, we're going to be eating cream-filled cannolis. Whoop, got some on me. And just around the time you get yourself all way too excited, you get slapped back into reality by the next show, which is a barefoot contestant with Ina Garten, who's so big she looks like she just ate Giada as an appetizer. It's the Food Network's first ever cold shower. I don't know how they ever pull that off. I hate that show, too. What happens at the end of every Ina show? Same thing, right? Her creepy little husband, Jeffrey, always wanders in from doing whatever he does for a living, watching children play in the park. I don't know. This guy bothers me. He always comes in, ooh, Ina, I'd like to eat a brownie. Oh, really, Jeffrey? You can have one after you tell me just where you've been and who with. I don't think she trusts that guy very much. I should try to eat healthier. I really do. Talking about food and everything. I no longer eat grapefruits. That's my new thing. I'm off of grapefruits. I realized recently that anytime anyone ever described their tumor to me, it was always the size of a grapefruit. I see a connection. I offer this as a public service. And we're close now. I can share this with you. I was online the other day, and I was looking at porn. Don't judge me. And I'm completely naked, right? Completely naked. And the librarian says to me, all I know about that is I'm no longer allowed at the Leominster Public Library anytime soon, and that's that. And I'm Dave Decker. This has been awesome. Thank you very much. Let's bring it back to your host, Dennis Wirth.
All right. Thanks so much for being on, Dave.
My privilege.
All right, as a gift, we got some Comedy Kitchen salsa
Yes.
for you to take home and enjoy
Yes.
during the Bruins game.
Awesome. I will be eating this. This will be done before the second period, I guarantee you.
All right, good stuff. I want to thank the crew. I want to thank my mom. I thank the folks at home. And until next time, remember, eat well and laugh well. Good night, folks.
Good night, guys.